The real UN. You know, people like Starmer and that hold up the UN as these bastions of morality. How wonderful the UN is. They abide by international law. Nothing could be further from the truth, as has been proven by this story. I'm sorry it's 10 days old, but I've got to cover it. Lydia Mugambi, the UN judge from Uganda. Look at this clip.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to now arrest you on suspicion of keeping somebody in slavery and servitude under the Modern Slavery Act. So you don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned, something which later on in court,
Officer,
anything you do say may be used as evidence. All right. Sorry?
I am a judge in my country. I even have immunity. I am not a criminal.
You've got immunity in this country?
Yes. I have a diplomatic passport.
You're a diplomat?
Yes.
So we'll need to see that then.
Yes.
And then we'll need to speak to the embassy if you are a diplomat.
I came here as a student. I don't need to work.
So
she isn't a diplomat. She didn't have a diplomatic passport, which is why she was able to be tried in this country. She imported somebody and said that they will be working in their house and working in their offices on behalf of her. In fact, the person who was imported into this country was imported under false pretenses and made to work as a slave, an unpaid slave, for this Ugandan UN judge. She has been convicted for conspiring to breach the UK's immigration laws. I didn't know we had any immigration laws. That's something, isn't it? Arranging travel for exploitation, requiring a person to perform forced labour and witness intimidation following a 3-week trial. The victim's documents were actually taken off her and hidden, but she managed to get hold of them and then give them to a friend and said, hide them for me. Eventually she went to the police, and that's when they turned up at this person's home, where she tried to say, as I said, she tried to say she was a diplomat. She was immune. The prosecutor said Lydia Mugambi used her position to exploit a vulnerable young woman, controlling her freedom and making her work without payment. Thanks to the victim's courage in coming forward, it has been possible to bring Ms Mugabe to justice and be held accountable for her actions. She will be sentenced on the 2nd of May in Oxford, I believe. And there you go, busting the myths about slavery, about the UN, and what these people are really like. It's one rule for you and one rule for the rest, isn't it? And I'll tell you something now. There's been coverage on the media about this, yes, okay. Not huge, but moderate coverage. If this was some white establishment judge, really wealthy and powerful, keeping black women as slaves, my God, could you imagine the outcry, the marches, the riots, the UN's reaction? Just one of many reasons why the UN is not fit for purpose and why people pay any money into it, I don't know.